Battlefield 2042 Season 6 is still ticking right along in Week 2, with player counts staying somewhat elevated and servers at least attempting to fill more. Here's what's been happening the last week in Battlefield 2042 within the game, the community, and my own gameplay. What's up guys, I'm HotSauceZee, just a regular dude from Texas who enjoys talking about and trying to play Battlefield well. Let's get into the weekly roundup. So if you've been playing Redacted Conquest this past week, you may have seen me in your North American servers, because for week 2, it has been Redacted 24/7 for me. I can't get enough of this map. Just the action, the pacing, and the flow of it all is just so good. It's probably the best in the game, honestly. I mean, you just stay constantly in the action. There's not like a lot of lulls, and this is in Conquest, you know. I don't really prefer Conquest on a lot of the other maps in this game, because the pacing is just so slow. It's just another case of like DICE designing maps that are far too large for the ideal player count, which is 64 in a server. But Redacted eases a lot of that sort of, you know, lack of enjoyment, and it keeps the action constant. There's flank routes. It's just, I think, one of the best maps, if not the best map they have put out in this game. So it's just been 24/7 Redacted for me. I can't get enough of it. It is starting to get a little old, you know. I wish the other maps in this game were this good, but you know, we'll take what we can get. If there's at least one good map, we'll be on it. It's kind of like I said in last week's video. I'm really surprised I enjoy it as much as I do, because I'm not typically into the meat grinders, locker, metro style maps. But I mean, if this is the best that's in the game, then that's what I'm going to be playing. So lots of other players are really enjoying Redacted Conquest within the community. In fact, several of the better players within the Battlefield community, some of the streamers and content creators that are really, really good aimers, they're out here chasing kill records on the new map. This past week, they've kind of gone back and forth with each other, trying to kind of one-up each other and get the unofficial kill record. I know right now, I think the last I saw, the unofficial kill record is held by community member Focus BF. He was able to succeed in getting a whopping 235 kills in one round of Redacted Conquest, which is just absolutely nuts. So hats off to Focus for that. That's, I mean, just incredible. I'm lucky if I scratch 100, and he's over here getting 235. So big props to him for that. So, I mean, people are enjoying the map. It's been a lot of fun, and I think that's what's keeping players around. DICE elected to actually keep the 24/7 Redacted-only Conquest rotation up for week 2, and I think hopefully it stays here for, you know, kind of indefinitely. I think it's kind of hard to rock the boat and take that playlist away when you're experiencing record player numbers. I think that'd be silly for DICE to get rid of that. We'll see if it disappears next week with the sort of timed, themed event that's coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit more later in the video. But as far as week 2 goes, with the Battle Pass, we got, you know, new missions unlocked. A lot of this stuff for this week's missions revolves around revives. And there's a lot of like Blasco-focused stuff, so you might want to brush up on your Falc skills and get out there and get your revives, and then Blasco can take care of a lot of the other stuff, because it's like, have X amount of teammates or spawns on a spawn beacon, disrupt X amount of enemies, and Blasco can do all that. So rock out with Falc and Blasco to get a lot of that stuff taken care of. And then the bonus mission is like grenades or something. It's get like 3 kills with grenades, so that's easily attainable on Redacted, especially because people are just so clustered together. So if you rock with Falcon, Blasco, and throw a couple grenades, you should be able to knock out your weeklies pretty quickly and sort of, you know, get further along in this really grindy battle pass we have for Season 6. And other news on Redacted, glitching is becoming an issue pretty heavily. I don't really have any footage for it or anything, but several rounds that I had this week on Redacted, people are kind of starting to figure out how to get outside the walls of the map and get underneath the map and stuff like that. And it's just because there's this one area, I think somebody on Twitter did a video on it and was showcasing it, but you can take a spawn beacon pretty much around any of the zip lines on Redacted, and you can put a spawn beacon on the other side of the wall above the zip line there, and people are using that and then spawning on the spawn beacon to get under the map and go and like back cap flags with no resistance because obviously nobody else is under the map. Fortunately, you can't really shoot anybody under there, but it is becoming a problem. You may have like a squad of people that you just like can't find on a flag wherever you look. It's typically going to be A1 or D1, and that's usually because they're using this glitch and they're getting under the map. So that's pretty annoying. Hopefully DICE can patch that out pretty soon. Other annoying things about Redacted, and this just comes down to like player experience for me personally, but it just really seems like players have not figured out sort of the importance of the tunnel that's there on the one side of the map that has like the long zip lines that you can traverse with. That's like super important to hold if you're wanting to really kind of push a team back, because people are going to use that to flank. And there's been so often in rounds that I've seen where it's like, okay, we'll have, say, for example, A1, B1, and C1, and we're pushing them back into D1. And, you know, it looks like we're going to have them kind of pushed all the way back, and then all of a sudden they're getting A1 and B1 behind us, leaving us, you know, C1. And it's like, what's going on? It's because nobody watched the tunnel. You've got to watch the tunnel. If you don't do that, then they're just going to back cap you, and the whole round is, it's not for naught, but it's like, you know, it's just annoying. I personally really dislike back cappers. I like to have a nice linear possession of flags, and it seems like a lot of other people either don't have that enjoyment or just don't realize that that's something you need to do. I think it makes a lot more sense to be fighting over either mid or like let them have their home flag and then just kind of hold 3 of the flags, and you'll win the round that way. But somebody's got to be down there watching the tunnel. So if you happen to be watching this video and you want to make sure that your team is like dominating on Redacted, go have a little peek at the tunnel. It's kind of boring sometimes because, you know, the flanks down in the tunnel tend to kind of come in bursts. It'll be like either one squad or like 1 or 2 guys that'll be trying to do it. So you know, if you're down there watching it, you'll get rid of them, and then there won't be any action for a little while. But, you know, somebody staying down there watching that tunnel can ensure your team gets a nice, swift, easy victory. So what else has been going on? I've been working on Tier 1 for the new marksman rifle, the G428, and the new pistol LC9Z this week. The G428 is nuts. It's a 2-shot kill weapon, and I'll try and put some clips up here in the background while we're kind of talking about it here. But this thing is crazy. It's probably one of the better additions to the marksman rifles. I don't know if I remember mentioning, I think I mentioned it on Twitter actually, but I kind of like the VCAR now. The VCAR does pretty good on Redacted as well. But the G428 is definitely a really good gun right now. It's very strong, 2-hit kill pretty much anywhere on the body. So but the only problem with it is it's kind of like further in the battle pass, so a lot of people don't have access to it yet. But once you get there, definitely give it a look. Hopefully you can get there before it's either nerfed or whatever, or like just everybody's figured it out. I know it's gonna be kind of hard because battle pass is grindy, but yeah, it's I've had a lot of fun using it, and then also kind of like not a lot of fun. It can be challenging to use this gun on Redacted in some of the close quarters. I haven't particularly enjoyed the hipfire on it, which you will find yourself in hipfire situations obviously a lot on Redacted. But in the more open places like on B1 and C1, it can really excel, especially if you get up high, and you can kind of wreak havoc on an enemy team with this thing. Close quarters, it does struggle just a little bit, and my semi-auto gameplay has really kind of been struggling lately. So I feel like I started off hot with this gun this week, and then as I kind of progressed in trying to T1 it, it's kind of gotten a little more ugh, and I haven't been playing as well. But anyways, that's the G428. It's a ton of fun, so hopefully you're getting pretty close to unlocking it if you haven't unlocked it already. As for what's on the horizon, a teaser trailer for the Halloween-themed mode coming to 2042 is now available. The event is named Dark Protocol, and it's going to run from October 31st, next Tuesday, and then it's going to run to November 14th. It's going to feature a zombies-like mode called Kill Switch on 4 of the maps in the game. There's going to be event-related cosmetic unlocks as well, and it looks like this mode's going to feature some sort of like MCOM deal where you have to like activate it or like synthesize something, I think they said, and then you pretty much just defend that point while that thing is like synthesizing. You defend it against a horde of synthetic soldiers or the zombies, whatever, basically. Kind of whatever the little experiment was that they were doing on the redacted map, like in the lore. So that's what you'll be doing. It's kind of like a zombies-like mode. It looks pretty neat. The trailer, of course, was awesome. The DICE trailer team is carrying the game, as always. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys if you want to check that trailer out, and if you haven't looked at it yet, that way you can get to it and give it a look. So that pretty much wraps up this week. Not a lot going on, but, you know, a few things. Got a little teaser for that Halloween mode, and just kind of, yeah, the stuff I just talked about, basically. Slower week, obviously, than week one, because week one's really exciting. You know, brand new update and new map and blah, blah, blah. So now we're kind of getting back into that slower period. So I'll try and continue to keep these going, though, and we'll talk about some of the other stuff in the next weekly video. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to give a like to the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I pretty much just like to talk about Battlefield on here mainly. So if you're into that, definitely give me a subscription on here. And also follow me on Twitter if you like, or X, whatever it's called now. That's where I do most of my Battlefield-related musings. So yeah, hope to see you guys around. I'll be back on servers probably later today. So I'll see you out there.